Do you ever wonder where energetic people get all their energy from? Do you wish that you had boundless supplies of energy that you could just like tap into anytime you want, instead of having to suck back coffees and like eat a bunch of sugar, or try and like hype yourself up, or maybe you're popping pills? I don't know. Lots of things could get you full of energy, or feeling like you're full of energy. But is it really being energetic? Is that what being energetic really is? You know? There's two places that most people are running off of. And one is killing you, literally. If you are running off of your adrenals all the time, it is slowly eating away at your major organs, and it is killing your body. The other way is being aligned with true essence, with the ether, with source energy. And you're probably wondering, what does that even mean? That makes no sense to me. Energy is energy. It's all the same. You know, either I'm energetic or I'm tired. That's just how it is. I just go back and forth between I'm tired, I'm energetic. Sometimes I'm like this, sometimes like this. Well, there's more to it than that. See, I used to have major energetic dips up and down all the time, and I was metabolically challenged. I was so out of balance and out of sorts that I was running on adrenals all the time, and my body would dump a lot of the adrenaline, adrenochrome, everything all at once, and I would have spikes of energy, but then I would crash after. And that's how most people are living their life to some various degree, is just wake up in the morning, they got the cortisol, you know, you do your thing and you crash. Or you drink some coffee and you're up, and then you crash. Or you eat some sugar, or you eat some breakfast and you're like, that's the fuel I'm running on, is breakfast energy. And then you crash again. You're like, oh, I have to eat again. I have to eat my lunch. And then you eat your lunch and you're like, let's go again. And you're like, wee. And then you crash again. And by the end of the day, you're just like, you eat your dinner and then you put yourself into a food coma. And then you're like, I'm just done. I'm done. That's it. I got nothing left. And it's like, okay, that's how you're living your life, with the whole fill your tank, empty your tank, fill your tank, empty your tank. And it's the physical tank that you're running on, and you're tanking out, essentially. So when it comes to your body, let's say this is you. See that? Yeah. This is you. This is your body. And all you're doing is feeding yourself. And you eat. And you fill up your tummy, you fill up your gas tank, and you eat. You're expecting this to give you a whole bunch of energy. But if you are one of the people, like the 99% of people, that is busy all day long. You're running, you're eating on the go, you eat and then you go, or you think about your day while you're eating, you eat while you're out, you're just eating and you're running and you're busy. You got kids, you got your job, you got your work, you've got your career, maybe you work for yourself, so you're extra busy. That's what we do. We're just busy. And then we eat and eat. And it fills up our body, The problem is, when you're busy, and you're always thinking about what you have to do and what you have to do next, you're not present, and you are living likely in fight or flight mode. Because you're always on to the next thing. What do I have to do? You're kind of like, it's like being on your toes all the time. You're just like hopping to the next thing. And when you are living in fight or flight mode, here's a way to tell if you're in fight or flight mode. If somebody asks you to do something and you're just like, I'm so busy, I have to do this, and then I have to do this, and I have to do this, and if I can't fit that in, how can I fit that in? I'm just so busy, I'm just so overscheduled, like, and you're just like, oh, you're living in fight or flight mode. You're always trying to play catch up in your own mind with the laundry list of things that you've put on your plate. And they stay in your mind running this list of busy thoughts that you have to, things that you have to do, and they remain as thoughts until you do them. And then the next day repeats again with the busy, have to do this, have to eat lunch, have to take the person this way, have to eat dinner, have to do this, have to do that. And it's just fight or flight mode. does not allow your body to nourish itself. When you're in fight or flight mode, the nutrients that you are trying to take in and assimilate does not go to your major organs where it's needed. Your body, instead of sending energy and blood to digest in your intestines, will send that energy and focus and blood and everything it needs to your major muscles to run. It will send that food to, like, it will release insulin. You will store that food for energy for later because you're too busy running from danger right now. You are storing that energy for later in the form of fat. So if you're finding it really difficult to lose weight, if you find that you're hungry all the time, or if you find that you just always feel exhausted no matter how much you eat, or you're struggling with how you feel, your body feels like it's almost shutting down, like you could be having pain, you could be having liver problems, kidney problems, heart problems, all kinds of issues, and you feel kind of weak sometimes. It could be because you are starving your major organs of the nutrients that you're trying to get in your body, but it's not making it there. And it's because of where your nervous system is sitting. And some people think, well, no, I can relax. I'm relaxed right now. Yeah. I think we've all been there. It's your baseline stress level is so high that even when you take it down a few notches, you are still in fight or flight mode. You are still in stress mode. You don't even know what it feels like to actually be relaxed. Because it's so rare that you go there. So think about this. When you're in fight or flight mode and your body's releasing the stress hormones and you're basically running on norepinephrine. Epinephrine, you get that jazz of energy. This can become addictive. And a lot of people, because it is addictive and it gives you that jolt of energy, you kind of train your brain to look for stressful, busy situations and dances that release that. So you'll always keep creating the same scenarios, the same situations, the same circumstances that give your body this wonderful jolt of norepinephrine because it feels good. But it comes with consequences. You starve your body you starve your major organs, you starve the building blocks of your new body that you're supposed to be building. Instead of building this new nourished body with your new heart, your new liver, and your new lungs, and your new intestines, and all these things that want to get renewed when you go into rest mode, when you go into relaxation mode, when your body is at rest, that's when it repairs. So when you're stressed out and you're living on stress hormones, all you do is store. And you store and you store and you store. And you starve. I have looked in the eyes of many people and seen so much malnutrition. And you're probably thinking, what does that even mean to look in somebody's eyes and see malnutrition? I am an iridologist as well. And I read people's irises because every single part of your entire body shows up in your iris. You can map out every major organ, every limb, every part of you, including your cerebral cortex, through your eyes. You can see it all. You can see levels of inflammation, you can see toxins, you can see blockages, you can see the shape of your intestines, which is a whole lot nicer than having them stick a camera up your bottom to be able to check out your digestive tract. As I was saying, I've looked and seen so many people that eat healthy, they eat enough, technically, and yet they're suffering with malnutrition. How could that be possible? That is how it is possible to be busy all day long. You got so much stuff going on and you just hop into the next thing. Oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do this, gotta make it to the store, gotta make dinner, gotta pick up my kid, I gotta go, I've got work at this time, I've got a retreat at this time, and it's just like, it's just, Do we ever take the time to just breathe? To just... If you're living like this, you probably think that you don't have time to stop and breathe. These lies that we tell ourselves that we just don't have time. We don't have time. But you have whatever you decide to give yourself. I get it when you've got, family and kids and your career and you're, running a business. It can seem extremely busy. But only you can take the time to schedule things in for you, for your benefit, in the short-term and long-term effects. Nobody can make you do this but you. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. So when you are in the fight or flight mode, or as I sometimes refer to it as idiot mode, unfortunately, because our, thinking brain kind of shuts off a little bit and we kind of just go into autopilot mode, and you don't really think straight when you're like that. You just jump to the next conclusion over and over. You jump to the next thing. You run on autopilot as much as you can to reduce thinking. You've got multiple thoughts running through your mind at all times, and it doesn't allow for a lot of new planning, because new planning can be perceived as a little bit scary. So when you are in fight or flight, or unfortunately idiot mode, which is how I operated for a long time, it makes it really hard to bring in new things. You shut down. It seems too hard. It rattles your cage, and it's just like, no, stick to the routine. Stick to the routine. You don't have time to make changes. If you add in something new, something else will fall off. If you add in something different, everything will come crumbling down. Ah! Here's the catch. When you decide that you are going to take 5 minutes and settle back down your nervous system, take 5 whole minutes of just deep breathing, just if you're wondering what the heck that was, deep breathing with a few deep holds, you can oxygenate your body, send more oxygen to your muscles, to your brain, to every part of you, to really get it in there. Hold it in. Let yourself feel it. If you feel some tinglies or some wooziness, or you start seeing some colors going, that's your nervous system shifting around. Let it. Don't be afraid. Sit somewhere safe in case I have to admit, I have fallen off my chair before from doing some epic deep breathing in the middle of the day to try to reset and bring myself around. And yeah, I was like, so be safe. Sitting on the floor is highly recommended. I love sitting on the floor. You can't fall off the floor. That deep breathing really resets your nervous system And you could do it in such a short period of time. Like, what was it, 30 seconds? Take 6 deep breaths. And you'll notice that I was making some sounds with my breath when I was letting them out. There's some sounds that all send different energies to different organs in your body to help with energy healing. So you got your s and the ha and the ho and the sh. Like, if you want to know a whole, I'll do a whole nother video just on those healing sounds. Right now, there's a ton of information in my school community, but right now, just breathe. Take the time to stop. Forget about everything on your to-do list. Forget about everything in your day. Well, don't forget. Put it in your phone with an alarm so you can take it out of your mind. Put it somewhere so that can do the scheduling for you, so that you can become present, so that you can breathe and work on just doing one thing at a time. Close all those other programs that are running in your mind. Shut them down. Get them out. You can only really do one major task at a time. Sure, you can listen to a podcast or listen to this video while you're washing dishes or cooking dinner. That's cool. But throughout your day, if you're thinking about the presentation that you have to put together and picking up your kid later, and what are you going to make for dinner, and oh, you've got guests coming on the weekend, and what are you going to do then, and the workout that you missed this morning, and oh no, and it's like, schedule it in so that you can take it out of your mind and schedule things. I've talked about this before with time mapping, I call it. You can see that on there? Yeah. Time mapping. And that is being honest about how long it actually takes to do something. You know, I hear so many people saying, I just don't have time. I don't have time for meditation in the middle of the day. I don't have time for breath work in the middle of the day. I don't have time in the morning. I wake up, I get my breakfast, I get my kids' breakfast, I do this, I do that, and then I start work. It's like, okay, you have time if you give yourself time. Because here's the thing. You just don't see this as a big enough problem to give yourself that time. You know, if you were to break a leg, you'd have to sit down, lie down, put your leg up. You'd have to make time to probably go to the hospital and have it made sure that all the bones are in a line before they put a cast on it. You're forced to do that time for that kind of an injury. But you ignore this one, this whole living in fight or flight mode on all the adrenalines in your life, sucking the nutrients out of your major organs, slowly starving yourself to death into an early stressed out grave. You don't put a lot of stock into that because you just see it as, well, you don't see it. You don't see it. You just see your day-to-day life, and until you have a heart attack, you really don't see it as much of anything. So let me save you the heart attack and help you get into this now. Because the symptoms are, you know, your energy goes like this, 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 goes like this. And you're just spiking your norepinephrine throughout the day, your cortisol levels throughout the day. So time mapping helps to take the stress level down because it takes the mental kerfuffle that is your constant to-do list out of your head and gets real with yourself, because you're like, remember the little guy with the, this is me, this is my life, and I'm busy. You're not that busy. Write down the exact thing that you have to do. Thing 1. I have a really nice planner or a really nice journal, but here's the thing. I just had a scrappy piece of paper cut off from making crafts with my kid yesterday, and I just wrote down each thing with a little bit of time, because I'm going to burn this later. I don't need to keep these kinds of things in my nice, beautiful journal. I'm just going to follow it. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to follow my little map, and then when I'm done, I'm going to burn it. So yeah, make eggs, 10 minutes. Get ready, eat, 10 minutes. Write out bullet points for what I want to talk about. Give it 10 minutes. You know, just write out exactly and be honest about it. What are you doing? How long does it actually take? Are you spending a ton of time just overthinking what you need to do? or just thinking about actually doing the thing, where your body is going into kind of a state of the feeling of doing the thing, sucking your energy as if you're doing the thing, but you're not doing the thing. 'Cause most of the time that's what you're doing. So thing one, it takes 10 minutes to do something. If you're getting ready, even if you have an appointment, some people think if they have one appointment in the middle of the day, that that's their entire day. But even if you spend 30 minutes or an hour driving to the thing, an hour driving to the thing, an hour driving back, an hour doing the thing, that's only 3 hours. 3 hours throughout your 14-hour day. And that's a short day, a 14-hour day. And then people are like, well, I have to make dinner too. How long does it take to make dinner? 30 minutes to 1 hour. That's how long it takes to make the average meal. Between 30 minutes and 1 hour. So that's 4 hours. You don't have 5 minutes to breathe? To take yourself out of fight or flight mode? To turn on your thinking, logical brain so you can stop running on autopilot, so you can stop starving your body of all its major nutrients, and so when you're eating, you're actually, nourishing this happy little body with a happy little heart, instead of just eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and wondering why you're so tired all the time. You don't have time for 5 minutes. And if you feel like you don't have time for 5 minutes, you probably need 10 minutes. If 10 minutes scares you, do 20. Yeah, dare you to do that. I've practiced 20 minutes of presence exercises now, thanks to my older sister, who is the guru of presence. And it changes your ability to focus. When you let go of those thoughts running through your mind, those to-do lists, and just every time they come up, just thank them and let them go. Settle yourself back down into the present moment. Let go of the busy, I'm so busy. You will slowly learn how to lower your baseline stress level. Because you shouldn't really have a baseline stress level. You shouldn't be living in stress mode. I don't even like using the word shouldn't. We've been trained to live in a stressed out feeling, in a stressed out mode. Throughout school, you wake up to an alarm, you leave the house, you get on a bus, you go to a class, an alarm sounds, you go for lunch, an alarm sounds, you go for a break, an alarm sounds, go for another break, an alarm sounds. It's time to go home, an alarm sounds. You go home and it's just like, do more work, right, wrong, punishment. Ugh. That's the way we've been trained. It's not your fault. But you now have the ability to change this mode. So instead of living in fight or flight, or as I call it, idiot mode, having your energy spiking out, living on cortisol and norepinephrine that are making you fat and tired, and starving your major organs to death, being malnourished while you eat and eat and eat all this wonderfully delicious, hard-earned, beautifully prepared food, and you're dying because your blood's pumping this thick blood in fight or flight mode, wearing out your heart. You're on the fast track to having a heart attack and you don't even realize it. This isn't good, but you can change it. Breathe. Step 1. Breathe. All the way in, all the way out. Hold it when you can. Sit on the floor so you don't fall down. Plan your moves, your activities. Plan them out. How long does it actually take? Be realistic. Don't blow your busy day out of proportion so that you can feed your norepinephrine stress levels so that you can get on the train and make it through the day. You don't have to ride that train to make it through the day. What you can do is, so here's you again. Here you are. Oh, this time you're sitting cross-legged. So we've got energy centers. Anyway, why we divide these all up. We have energy running through us at all times. And we often see ourselves as this body alone doing a whole bunch of work. But we are in this field of pure ether, pure energy, pure divine energy. And you are flowing in it all the time. You're flowing in, it's flowing out. Your beautiful cerebral spinal fluid pumping all this magnificent stuff up and down and around. Whee! Oh, it's so fun and wonderful. This is you floating in the reality, floating in now. The problem is, most people are so disconnected with their energy centers from traumas, from misunderstandings, from lies, from things that we've been taught, from paradigms, perceptions that aren't yours. We're slowly disconnecting from all these things. So you just become, all of these things have your stored life force energy just blocked up inside of them. Locked up like a friggin' cement case. And so this flow doesn't feel like it's happening. You can feel discombobulated. That doesn't look good. So a lot of people that I see, and it's a fun, interesting fact, I was on a call with a woman, and we had just finished doing the blessings of the chakra meditation. And we're just kind of feeling into her different energy centers. And on the call, on the Zoom call, I could see her heart chakra was way over here. It wasn't small. It wasn't shrunk. It was bright green. But it was way off kilter. Way off to the side. Should be right here. It was way over here. And I asked her, I was like, can you feel that? And she's like, she said she could feel it. It was like her whole body felt kind of like zigzag. And I'm like, yeah. Your chakras are kind of doing this. They're not in alignment, you know. Some can be shrunken down, some can be big, but just out of alignment. And then this is your energy. It doesn't feel good. So when your energy centers are out of alignment, when you have trapped energy, trapped life force particles that are not being able to be used by you, because you are energy, this is you, this is the energy you want to be operating in. You know, food is the fuel for your physical body to rebuild itself. It's not meant to run the whole system, the whole creation life of your entire life, you know. Your body will get run down if it has to share all that constantly just to keep you moving. So I like to see food as more like, yeah, it's fuel in the gas tank to keep my car running, cool. It's maintenance for my truck, you know, to keep it going. It's me feeding, like, I always explain this with vehicle. It's you doing maintenance on your vehicle. But none of that gets done if you never pull over for a little bit. Nobody can give you a new paint job, or replace your muffler, or fix your exhaust system, or replace your fan, or change your oil if you're always driving. You got to pull into the shop, turn off the engine, and allow the work to be done. You have to. So that's the breathing part. Connect your mind and body, because your mind is in charge of a lot. Your mind can stop you from doing a lot of healing. So where was I going with this? Energy centers out of alignment with trapped, shrunken energy with them. So you want to bring these energy centers back into alignment by bringing your awareness to the fact that you even have energy centers in the first place is a really good step. Bringing your awareness, you know, when you're breathing, when you're doing those deep breath work, bring your awareness to your heart. Start there. Your heart's a really good place to start, because your heart's like a second brain. It knows more than this brain. This brain is like a motherboard. It's like doing its thing. But this one is the wise, all-seeing, all-knowing, connected to divine powers that can heal your body in an instant. So heart's a good place to start. By bringing your awareness, you can bring your hand up to your heart. Physical touch is a good way to bring awareness to something. If you're having trouble, focusing your mind, start with your physical touch. And breathe into that area. This could take some time. I do recommend doing it every day until you get used to it, and then do it 2 times a day until you get used to that, and then do it 3 times a day and get used to that. Because I've been practicing this for quite a few years now, and I'm still noticing shifts. I'm still making new discoveries with myself and what I'm able to do. Still. This isn't just like I have to wait 3 years to feel something different. No, you notice it in an instant. You get the payoff in an instant. And it keeps paying off the longer you do it. So just do it forever, because it's a constant payoff. You do it now, you get the benefits. You do it every day, you get the benefits. Do it every week, you get the benefits. There's no bad time to start. It's like planting a tree. The best time to plant a tree is 5 years ago, and the next best time is now. So just start now. And then again with your other chakras, like throat is another one. I find a lot of my clients, almost every single one of them has had difficulty, including myself, with the throat chakra. Expression, feeling allowed to express yourself, being heard, being able to speak your mind, being able to let things out. A lot of people, and like I said, really including myself, I felt a lump in there a lot of times when I'd go to talk about specific subjects. Like myself, I could never talk about myself and my struggles and the things that I'd been through. Every time I would talk about, illness and injury and things that I struggled with, I would get that lump, and it would stop me from talking, and I would tear up and well up. That was a sign of a huge amount of energy, trapped life force energy in that chakra. That was energy that I couldn't use for anything else. And you could free this up. Now, sometimes I really do recommend having a partner to do that with, a professional, a processor. My sister's helped me a lot with that. I've helped a lot of people with that. It's good to do with someone. But if it's just you kicking around, that's okay too. Use a mirror. Mirror work is very powerful in releasing trapped energies. When you look yourself in the eyes, it's true. The eyes are the window to the soul, and now to every other part of your body as well, and every organ. But you can work through what's going on. Start with self-love and forgiveness. Love, forgiveness, and honesty can go very, very far with releasing trapped life force and bringing yourself back to awakening all of your energy centers so that you can actually use this and start the free flow. And there's breathing exercises you can do as well when you're sitting cross-legged. When you breathe, to flex your intrinsic muscles at the base of your spine, at your butt, and kind of like flex them gently and push up. As you breathe in and push that energy up your spine, so you're actually helping the pump of cerebral spinal fluid up your spine and into your cerebral cortex, into your brain, into your third eye, to help with the chemical flow that can become stagnant. Again, I can do another video just talking about that, but that's something you can do. Breathe, sit up straight, get that flow of energy going. It can take time to realign your chakras, to realign your energy centers. That's okay. Every time you do it, it gets better. Like I said, years I've been working on this, and I'm still noticing shifts. I'm still noticing benefits. It's not a one and done, but it is a one and win. You win every time you do it once. Every once is a win. That's cool. So keep at it. So this is the energy you want to be running on instead of norepinephrine. I'd write that, but it just ended up being a messy jumble on here anyway. So when you're running on cortisol and norepinephrine, you become addicted to those chemicals. When you're running on norepinephrine and cortisol, and that is your source of energy throughout the day, or coffee, caffeine, or sugar, food, you're just going to have that. This is going to be you all day. And naturally in nature, our energy does ebb and flow with everything. Yeah, sure. But it's this dangerous spike drop of using the fuel that's meant for other things, like norepinephrine, like when there's actually danger and you need to, flight or fight. That's what it's great for. It's very important. It's good. And even excitement too, excitement can be, it uses the same kind of hormones. It's just your mental state of what you believe. If something is scary or something is exciting, it's all your state of mind of what you believe is happening or not happening. Run on source energy. This is where you want to get to. Learn to restructure your energy centers and release life force particles. Again, you might need a partner for this. That's fine. I do that. There's a lot of people out there that help to do that. If you want to contact me, you can. MistyMountainsHolisticTherapy.ca. My email, lindsay@MistyMountainsHolisticTherapy.ca. Check out my website. The point is, you can learn to tap into and to be part of the energy that is already within you, to use it. Because like I said before, you are energy. You are pure vibrating energy. But you've been dulled down. You've been worked down. You've been whittled down by years of so much hard work and schooling and everything. Life can just pile up inside of you and trap your energy, your life force in all these places. And that is unfortunately where, things like chronic fatigue syndrome come from. A lot of chronic illness can come out of trapped energy in these fields. But right now, we are talking about the difference between running on source energy and running on stress energy. Stress energy leaves you depleted at the end of the day. Source energy leaves you able to rebuild your body while you sleep. You want to still go to bed with energy. Not like energy, stress, coffee, cortisol, adrenaline. No, you don't want to go to bed with those. Absolutely not. You want to go to bed with energy. Just pure, sweet, peaceful, relaxed energy that when you want to ramp it up, you can. And when you want to chill it out, you can. It probably doesn't make sense to you to think about being chilled out and energetic at the same time. To be sleepy, but still have energy. But that's the big difference. You don't want to flop down dead tired. You want to flop down still with your body functioning to go into the rebuilding process while you sleep. And you want to wake up in the morning more put together, like physically, actually more put together, like heart cells, kidney cells, liver cells, skin cells, hair cells. Everything is growing. Everything is renewing itself. All the old stuff is being taken out, recycled, whatever you need to do. Your body is able to go into those functions and do those things. You're going to give yourself the air intake that you need, the oxygen. You can breathe. You're going to align your energy centers, release the trapped life force particles that are in each of those places by forgiving yourself for past things, forgiving everyone else for past things. Give up all your grudges. And I know I'm going through these things kind of quickly because they kind of all deserve their own video, which I will do. But giving up those things and just letting yourself off the hook of all past grievances. Because a lot of people think, forgiveness isn't letting them off the hook. It is letting you off of their hook. The energetic hook that keeps you hanging. Nobody needs that. It's rough. You don't need to be on the hook for any of that. So, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, love for self that translates into love for others, because when you treat yourself with love, you naturally treat others with love. All of that contributes to your energy centers realigning. Allowing yourself to feel and be fully honest, because lies keep energy trapped up. And one of the lies that a lot of people are living in is that I'm busy, 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 busy. I'm too busy. I'm too this. That's a lie. You are in charge of your day. You get to decide if you need 2 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes. And again, I get it. Moms, boy, do I get it. There's much to be done. There is much to be done. But if I can make a few minutes to breathe, so can you. And when you do that, you will be amazed of how much more time and energy seems to miraculously appear. The time. I don't believe in time. Time doesn't exist. Time is for my appointments. Time is for my scheduler. That's all time is for. It's just a number system to help me keep track of when I need to be somewhere. In the meantime, stop focusing on time and get into the present moment. Stop thinking about the million things you have to do. Write it down. Give it its own little map. Follow the map. And when you're doing the thing, get into the thing. Just let everything else go. So I hope that makes sense to you right now. The difference between running on stress and running on source. Source is boundless, endless, and ever renewing itself. Stress starves your body of nutrients, kills your major organs, and kills you faster. And it feels like you're riding a roller coaster and you're always scrambling to get more energy, and you flop down dead at the end of the day. You wake up not that rested, kind of rested, maybe rested, but the fact is your body is suffering. You're probably gaining weight. You're definitely wearing out your heart and your other major organs. So running on stress, not so good. Running on source, very good. It takes time. It takes practice. But the moment you start is the moment you get the benefits. Every 1 second that you work on that is a win. And if you need help doing it, reach out. Let's talk. Have a great day. See you on the next video.